Hi everyone, welcome to today's webinar, Discover the Enhanced Capabilities of Netprofiler. Presenting today is Jake Herwalt, the Product Manager for Service Software Solutions at X-Rite. I'm Robert Grotans, the Global Digital Learning Manager, and I'll be moderating today's webinar. I just want to go over a couple of things before we get started. Due to the number of people that are attending today's webinar, we will keep everyone muted. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to use the questions function on the GoToWebinar panel, and we will have some time at the very end to answer a few of those questions. Finally, this webinar will be recorded and we'll follow up with an email after this webinar with a link to the recording so that you can watch it again. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jake to get things started.
Hi, everyone. Like Robert mentioned, my name is Jake Herwalt, and I'm excited to share with you our latest release of Netprofiler. So, from a high level, Netprofiler is a blend of cloud-based software and color standards that limits the drift of color measurement devices so that you can have confidence in your color. Over the next 30 minutes, we are going to cover what a Netprofiler solution includes and which spectrophotometers are compatible, the advantages of conducting Netprofiler monthly, how Netprofiler helps optimize the measurement accuracy of your spectrophotometer, and the latest upgrade of Netprofiler 4 and the advanced reporting with X-Rite Link. We'll also go through a demo and open it up for any questions at the end. So before diving in, I would like to just make sure that we have a basic understanding of some terminology. So first, calibration. Calibration is performed by the user daily, which is a measurement of the device's calibration white plaque, which automatically adjusts the device. The calibration frequency is controlled by the device, and some devices, such as the Exact 2, will self-calibrate. Now, like calibration, Netprofiler is performed by the user. This is done monthly. Netprofiler validates the performance of your device in the convenience of your own facility using a set of calibrated colors, then calculates and applies a profile to the device to align it to the X-Rite centroid of devices. Lastly is certification. This is performed annually at an X-Rite service center, requiring you to send in your device. Annual certification includes inspection, cleaning, and certification using the highest quality factory media. If necessary, your annual certification can also include specific ISO requirements. All three of these play a role in keeping your device operating at its best. Netprofiler is not a replacement for annual certification, but gives you confidence that your device is operating at its best between annual certifications. So Netprofiler works with most of our devices, including our X-Rite, our Exact family devices, our CI62 and CI64 handheld spheres, our IntelliTrax 2 scanning systems, our CI7000 series benchtop spheres, our MetaView VS3200, our 900 series handheld, and our CI4200 compact benchtop. Netprofiler is also appears in the following software packages: X-Rite Link, Color IQC, and ink formulation, and Color Cert. So Exact family devices are currently the only devices that can profile online using the new Netprofiler online workflow. All other devices will need to upgrade to the new desktop software, which is version 3.5. We will be adding support for online profiling for CI62, CI64, and CI7000 devices. So why is Netprofiler important? Simply stated, Netprofiler corrects the drift your device may experience in between annual certifications. So in this example, the bottom path depicts the level of deviation a device may have if a company relies solely on annual certification. Over time, the severity of the drift increases, significantly impacting the color accuracy in months 7 through 12, but the company is not aware of this drift in performance. Conversely, in the top path, the same device was profiled each month using Netprofiler. The device was automatically optimized, and when the poor performance was detected in month 5, that was outside of Netprofiler's capability to correct, the operator was then notified to send the device in for service before it resulted in poor performance on the line. So Netprofiler controls the level of drift and then notifies when service is needed earlier than planned. So not only can Netprofiler correct the drift of one device, it can also help ensure color consistency across your entire supply chain. In the image on the left, you'll notice that the various color measurement devices had variation amongst their performance, which could be a result of occasional drift caused by age, wear, or environmental issues. But using Netprofiler, these devices can be aligned, providing consistency across their devices within different plants or even across the globe. So now, next, we will be actually stepping through a demo for the online workflow. So Robert, can you share that demo?
Once on this screen, we will launch Netprofiler Online, where you will log in with your My X-Rite credentials. If you do not have one, you can register for one here. Once logged in, you'll land on the main menu. You'll need to click the Create New button to start the profile creation process. Next, you'll need to download Atura Next if you do not already have it installed. Once launched, it runs in the background and allows the device to talk to Netprofiler Online. If you already have Atura Next downloaded on your computer, you can click the Reconnect button, which will launch Atura Next. Once launched, this will then connect any devices that are connected to the computer. From there, you can select any device that you would like to profile. Now that the device is selected, enter the serial number for the standard that you would like to use. The serial number can be found here and here. This page will then tell you how many uses are remaining on a standard, when that standard will expire. Next, make sure that the standard is clean. Do not wipe the standard, but blow it off with any air if needed. One thing to note, Netprofiler does disable the profile that is active on the device if there is one. So if you disconnect from the internet or quit the process at any point, make sure that you re-enable the profile that is on the device before continuing in production. Make sure that the temperature of the standard is consistent with the environment that you are in. This will help make sure that the results are accurate. At this point, we will start the profiling process. Now we'll start by calibrating the device. So in the software, you will click Calibrate. This will force the device to start calibrating. Once successful, you can then move on to measuring the standards. Now when measuring standards, make sure that the orientation of the device matches what's indicated on the card. We'll measure the white and the black. Here, the order of measuring the colors does not matter. If a measurement that you take is outside of the tolerance, that measurement will fail, and a prompt will come up on screen giving you tips on how to improve that measurement. Here I'm showing you what a failed measurement will look like on screen. You'll be prompted with tips on how to improve the measurement. Now what we'll do is move on to the next step. From there, you'll need to recalibrate the device. Next, we'll place the device on the repeatability plaque. From there, you'll click the measurement button once. Do not move the device until it is done. Now move the device to the black tile and repeat the process. Okay, now that that is completed, we can go ahead to the next step where we'll calibrate the device again. Now we'll measure the color standards to generate the profile. First, we need to enter the temperature that is indicated on the thermometer in the folder, located here. For more details, you can see the information in the software. Enter the temperature. When measuring the color standards, the order does not matter. Next, we'll calibrate the device. Next, we'll measure the color standards one more time. We will use this to validate that the profile that was generated is the best to be applied to the device. We will start by entering the temperature again that is indicated on the folder, and we'll measure the standards again. Now you're done. You've created a profile for your device. If successful, you'll see a green check mark on this page. If there was any failure in the profiling process, there will be a red X on this page with the reasons of failure indicated below. On the left side of the screen, you will be able to see the measurement data for each measurement condition, also for unprofiled measurements versus profiled measurements. From there, you can view the report. This will be similar data to what you saw on the previous summary page. Now that you've completed the profiling process, you can go to the Profile Certificates page. From here, you will be able to open the most recent profile certificate that you just completed in the profiling process.
Great. So X-Rite is excited to release the upgrade and wants to let you know that it's available for no additional cost, along with some other benefits. So we have advanced reporting. Any net profile devices can leverage X-Rite link for reporting, which we will discuss the benefits of that on the next slide. Additional security. Now you log in using your My X-Rite login. Increased reliability. We've updated it to a modernized infrastructure. And faster profiling. For Exact One devices, we have cut the time to profile in half. Easier setup. The new Netprofiler is focused on simplicity and visibility. We're simplifying the steps for our new customers to buy Netprofiler and start the workflow, and we're increasing the visibility by leveraging X-Rite Link to allow our customers to manage their devices to know when they are in and out of spec. So as mentioned in the previous slide, all devices that are profiled with Netprofiler 4 have access to the advanced reporting with X-Rite Link. X-Rite Link is a dashboard that allows you to gain visibility into the statuses and health of your entire fleet of devices, including service records, Netprofiler device status, and service care plans and more. Again, adding to the story that this update of Netprofiler is meant to increase visibility for your fleet, allowing you to have confidence in your color. So thank you for joining us today. We'll now open it up for Q&A. Continue to submit any questions that you have in the chat.
Thank you, Jake. As you said, if you have any questions that you haven't submitted, feel free to do so now. While we wait for some questions to come in, I am going to pop up a poll question. If you'd like to learn more or get in touch with a sales rep, feel free to answer this question and we will connect you with the right expert. I do see one question here. Do I need to profile every month?
Yeah, that's a great question. So yes, a profile is only valid for 30 days. Once it's expired, the device will actually disable the profile. This will actually introduce error back onto the device and those measurements. So it's really important for us to net profile our devices every month, actually every 30 days, just to keep that up to date. That's a good question.
Do I need to send in my device for annual service if I am not profiling my device?
Yes, so the short answer is yes. Netprofiler optimizes your device to compensate for the error, but it doesn't actually fix any problems that may be wrong with the physical device. So the device needs to still be serviced regularly so that we can correct those physical problems.
I currently use the desktop software for my execs. How do I upgrade to use Netprofiler on the web browser?
Oh, that's a great question. So you can actually switch today without needing to talk to anyone at X-Rite. If you have a standard for your exact, that's an ETS, starts with an ETS and the serial number, then you can actually use that on the online version. It should be as simple as you just log in with your My X-Rite login, and if you don't have one, you can create one with your company email. But then you can actually go to, and it's netprofiler.xrite.com. And from there, you can log in and go through the whole profiling process that I showed in the demo. So yes, you can switch today.
Take a few more here. How do I upgrade to X-Rite Link?
Yeah, so we have with the new update from Netprofiler, we've tried to automate that process. So you can actually upgrade to X-Rite Link for free by yourself. You just start profiling on the new Netprofiler online, or actually version 3.5 or newer for the desktop software. And then after you've profiled that device, when you try to log into X-Rite Link with that same My X-Rite account that you used to profile, X-Rite Link will actually ask you if you want to import that device into X-Rite Link. Now, if you have a large fleet of devices, then you can actually contact our solution architect team at X-Rite, and we can help move your current Netprofiler organizations to X-Rite Link. So again, if you're an existing large customer with Netprofiler, we can take your current organization structure and actually import that into X-Rite Link for you.
Our company only has 3 devices in one physical plant. What is the value for X-Rite Link?
That's a good question. So yes, that hits on kind of the value for X-Rite Link. So X-Rite Link's value is mainly for our customers with a large fleet of devices across several locations. So if you only have a few devices and maybe at one plant, it's probably best for you to just manage those devices through that certificate history page that I showed in the demo, which is on Netprofiler online. There you can actually see the status of the devices that you've profiled with your My X-Rite account. And then just from an admin standpoint, that's lower overhead for you just managing that within Netprofiler. So the value truly for X-Rite Link is for our customers who have a large fleet and across several locations. And there in X-Rite Link, you can kind of see a quick snapshot of, okay, what's my go get? What devices do I need to action within what locations?
I have a CI6X. Can I profile online?
Yes, that's a great question. So exact devices can only profile online right now. We are in the process of adding support for CI62, CI64, and then the CI7000 devices. And so that will be being added later in the year. So right now, if you're a CI6 user or anything that's not an exact, you can update your desktop software to version 3.5 or newer as we release newer. And from there, that data will sync to the Netprofiler online for history or for X-Rite link.
We'll take one more question here. Is this new service compatible with an exact one?
Yeah, actually, yes, it is. So you can use your exact one on either the new desktop software or the new online workflow that I showed in the demo. And actually, for an exact one specifically, we've cut the time in half for profiling a device. We've made a modification in the software that allows us to measure all of the M modes all at once, so there's no longer a physical switch. Yeah, so it cuts the time in half, which is awesome.
Awesome. That's the last question we'll take for today. So this will mark the end of our webinar. If we didn't get to your question, we will follow up with it and get you an answer. You will also receive an email with the link to the recording after this webinar. Thanks again for joining. I just want to say everyone have a great rest of your day, and thank you, Jake, for presenting. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.